चलो भैया। इतनी सी चीज के लिए इतना दूर।
It's been a tough few days as Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened.
मेरे को पाइमन की बकवास
Well,
नहीं सुननी।
Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks of...
तो भाव।
It's hard to say. After all, you're the most reliable... did you just... Paimon's never seen that...
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
Who's that voice? But there's no one here.
Aw, have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though, not completely wrong. You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim. The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
What?
ये बीमारी से यो।
Then is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. So you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually the things that...
What is she talking about? It all sounds really impressive and important and stuff, but it also sounds kind of scary.
I believe that you understand ultimately.
The voice.
Show me yourself. Who are you? Nothing are you.
I want to hear someone talking. All right, Kami. Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Mona!
Fine, just fine. I went to take not all fun. Why, yes.
Oh,
It was
yes.
Charlotte.
Oh, yes.
You remember her, right?
Oh, yes.
I'm in full support of her
Oh,
view.
yes.
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear...
Ah, yes. About what we
Oh,
had
that's
discussed
amazing.
before. Huh?
You tell me about the mystery.
Goodness gracious.
Mystery
Are
guy?
you serious?
How?
She said that even the god...
The Hex and Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. But I've never...
Whoa.
Wow.
Their abilities alone...
Well, it's not like...
Yes, she was. Perhaps it is... Traveler.
Oh, we're fine.
I see. I guess you could consider me someone who has often... But even so, perhaps that's what En was trying to tell... I did originally...
Huh. You do have a point.
You don't have a point.
There, it was worth... I suppose that might...
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. Hey, Traveler. Paimon suddenly feels like...
Walking, let's go.
Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to...
Yoo-hoo.
Right here. Right now.
Huh? Our names are written in this newspaper. What's going on?
क्या चल रहा है तुम्हारा? क्या चल रहा है? Maybe.
Let Paimon see. The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy. But that does... My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh.
Charlotte का
Thus,
काम है.
did an Outlander friend become the... So while the fortress journalist Charlotte's big... Huh.
पता था.
Charlotte took
I
so
know
many
that.
awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her.
इसके अलावा कौन कर सकता है ऐसा?
She hasn't been able to get a hold
ये
of
कहीं भी
anything.
मिलेगी, वो लेना मिलेगी, अभी
Seriously?
मिलेगी,
Well,
अभी
fine.
मिलेगी.
Right here. Emerge.
Merge. Here we go.
We're here!
Paimon's hungry.
Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
Paimon hungry. खा खा. भूखा हरामी, भूखड़ आदमी. कितना खाएगा रे? खा खा के मर जाएगा. खा खा के मर जाएगा यार आमी. Paimon, 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 Paimon. Looking for the object.
Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition, only 16 slices a day! It was
बस
so
कर जा
delicious
भाई.
the last time
One slice of cake, please.
गया, गया,
Someone showed
गया.
up after all! Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Usually
Every day?
Every day.
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
And a coffee. Coffee.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be...
But why would it close?
Well,
Paimon don't
Paimon
know.
doesn't know either, but...
Oh, the prof? No. It's...
भूखड़ हरामी.
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have... These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said...
Oh, you know Seetween?
I sure do. She said that humans are creatures. I've got something else to do, so I'll be
Oh,
going now.
Sijuin.
You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right?
हाँ, नाम सुनो, सुनो.
Bye.
Sijuin.
And there she goes. All
See you
right,
later.
let's dig in.
Guys,
It's more delicious. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious.
मुझे नहीं खाना है. मेरे को जाना है. मेरे को जाना है.
Eat delicious. Oh, we're near the Seabird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have
मुझे
a
नहीं खाना है.
chat.
मेरे को जाना है. मेरे को जाना है. ये मैं ढंग से घूम क्यों नहीं, घुमा क्यों नहीं पा रहा? क्या चल रहा है? क्या हो रहा है?
Who's our target this time?
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon!
हाँ भाई हम ही होंगे और कौन
You got
होंगे
some
बुत
nerve.
थोड़ा आएगा
You
हमारा
just used us to make.
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in. It's all right though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
अभी खा के आए
Really? Oh, you're the best.
अबे कितना खाएगा तू
You're
इतना
almost
खाता है
Oh, Paimon knows you're not.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
नहीं करते नहीं करते ही
When
नहीं
Mona mentioned you, we thought of coming to see.
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here in Fontaine. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
nothing
She said that you're a real
You are
dirt
ugly, you are
devil of a
disgusting.
journalist.
you are बेकार you are हरामी
Nice.
Huh?
you are nothing
So your art.
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography.
Yeah.
photography
Why not?
I want to
Oh.
do photography
Oh, so that's a
Where is my
yes.
photograph?
Oh,
Where is
splendid.
my photos?
I'll tell the. Oh,
give me
so
my photos
Wait, Charlotte. Paimon's still got a question for you.
now our question get out
and what's that?
If, just for
ऐसा तो
example,
साले बोलते get out
Fontaine were
I don't
be
want to listen
flooded tomorrow.
Huh.
I don't want to
That's
listen
the
your
prophecy.
thought.
If
Get
you're
out.
from what I've seen, most people don't know what. So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always
Sad,
believed
oh.
that it's best. Just think
Oh,
about
no.
it. If this nation
This
really.
nation
And then do you know what I'd do?
what do you do?
Well, I'd write that. I'm not a dreamer, but anyway.
That's so nice.
That's
All
so
of a sudden,
nice
Paimon actually kinda envies her.
oh my god
Anyway,
Paimon.
let's go and take a look at the
You're
scene,
hurt.
shall we?
Where is your कुआं ये this कुआं get out अब कहाँ भेगा दिया रे
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh?
wait a minute कुछ तो गड़बड़ है भैया
Paimon's been thinking.
क्या think कर रहा है तू
If it wasn't Fontaine.
क्या देख रहा है तू?
No, Paimon.
मत देख जरूरत नहीं है देखने की
We've always been moving to the next step. You mean still traveling?
yes
Huh.
yes the better than good between the two of us the next few days we just फोटो अबे किसका फोटो लिया मेरे को भी लेना है फोटोग्राफी कर रहा है बंदा कौन है भाई कितना हुआ भाई 14 मिनट हुए 40% खा गया बहुत अच्छी
Feels like it'll grow more, but it's still better.
Ah, so the two of you are still here.
फटार करो फटार
You're
करो
from the
फटार
power.
Yes, I'm Isadora. Not at all. Yes.
All right.
Well, that lady farted loudly again
Oh my
before
God,
the crowd
Farina.
continued.
So people have.
I agree.
So what happened after that? It's Farina.
Seeing that the situation, the Marsha say fan. That's right. That said, I don't think there's
I understand no you
Don't
can't
worry.
understand don't
Is
worry
that-
don't understand my अब बहस कर ले
Well,
Definitely
sounds like we should hurry over to Poissal then. If we know for and as when Nervala was, it would
स्टोरी
be
कुछ
hard
नहीं
for
चलता
her
है
to.
बहन स्टोरी
Paimon thinks.
चलती है
Huh.
इनकी बातें इतनी
Well,
चलती
what do you think? In that case, there's no.
हैं एक्शन दिखाओ यार कुछ कंप्लीट ओ भाई साहब एक दो 3 4 5 6 रह गए अभी 6 मोर और दूर जाना है कितना दूर जाना है हो यहाँ पे जाना है ना पे as well as
This place looks deserted. here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
ये क्यों उदास बैठी है? क्या हो गया? ऐसा कैसा सदमा लग गया तेरे को?
That's Farina, right over there.
Stay quiet for now.
She really is here all on her own.
Should I just give up?
This is all imagination.
Meaningless.
अरे
What was meant to happen did happen after all.
After all, every day, every death.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry. But what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over? Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina. It's just us.
थोड़ा ताऊ बैठाए थे क्या बीमारी तेरे को बता
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects. Come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Farina, you were crying just now.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. I'm still trying to process it. Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were? Does they even dare to tout their... Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the...
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
भाई मार देंगे क्या ऐसा गुस्से में बोल रहे हैं ऐसे भाई मारने लगेंगे
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are... They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they? That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
Farina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up with her.
भाग मिल्का भाग 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 भागो 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 अब बोलेंगे भाई गायब भी हो गए बंदे दिख नहीं रहे तुम लोग क्यों छुप रहे हो भाई
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
What is this place?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
लेट जाओ अटे लेट जाओ ओके हो गया ना फ्रिज हो गया सब कुछ कितना हो गया टाइम भाई 20 मिनट हुए अभी 20 मिनट का पता भी नहीं चला भाई
No, I mean
that's the place good boy
what's happening?
Yeah.
It can't be.
Well, there's no need to...
Yeah, but the people
of Fountain just died oh my eyes
It's true. I've been I once had. I've tried all but oh my, we cannot make an enemy of the divine.
Yeah, but everything is
Give
love
up,
and fear
indeed.
and
Fate. Just now. It
Fate
all.
upon me.
As long as the. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for every.
नहीं
Well, that's enough for now.
I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank, don't take any of what I just...
Come on! Paimon could have...
Farina. Always
Share my burden. That's impossible.
But everything. Just
A witness. Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is in its entirety... If that's the case...
That's a case. What a case? What is case? Okay,
I...
टाना अच्छा ये था कौन सा ये तीन मुझे पता लग गया आई नो दिस पता है अरे ये क्या है पहली बार ये कैसे आया यहाँ पे उठा के यो के पागलपंती चल रही है
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god?
अबे गन नहीं है ये
I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
surrender कर दिए
She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lady Farina, what is the meaning of this?
What is the meaning of this? This is disgusting.
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice.
Show me,
This
दिखाओ
time,
जल्दी जल्दी
I will protect you. Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words.
Mark my words.
This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Fosalor, will now begin.
ब्लास्ट होना चाहिए था यार मजा आता
Oh, now we're making history.
बनाओ मम्मी
Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
All right, then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
I am. Thanks, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that so?
Yes.
Very well.
I want to fight you.
Then please speak,
Starting
witness
से-
up to
जैसे
that.
तुमसे मिले हैं,
My accuser
तब से तुमसे
and
लड़ना।
fated opponent.
We will so close to tell us true. It's okay. It's a long. We will get Farina. It's giving a chance. अरे पढ़ने तो दे. Let's begin. Let's fight begin.
Also, please allow me to ask, just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navya.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you. The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean... the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Areneas. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome.
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Sorry about that. Hey. We sorry about that.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
That is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As for you, traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
Wrong. क्या choose करें? You make sure that you didn't notice anything, but miss yourself.
Oh?
माई मिशन वी क्या रखें यार ये लास्ट चांस गिव योर वन लास्ट अब ये कौन है मुझे ब्रेक लेना पड़ेगा
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance. It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Madam Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte...
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte! Oh, let Paimon see. Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh? Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine! So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument!
काफी टाइम लग गया एक चीज के लिए। हाय बाद में करता हूँ एडजस्ट। उत्तर भी याद आ जाएगा।
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my open... Now, without...
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself.
Back to
Does it
normal.
not strike you?
May I interpret
Back
these
to normal.
words as your refusal? In that case, you will
Back
have
to
the
normal, back to
opportunity
normal,
to
back to
defend your
normal.
honor through a...
You would draw your blade against a
मेरे को फिर से करना पड़ेगा सारा। क्या है ये? क्या है ये?
I see.
I see.
It seems like you have made up your mind.
Total.
Paimon can't believe it.
मत कर भाई, मेरे को आगे बढ़ना है क्योंकि मैं सुन चुका हूँ।
It would
Hold on,
seem that they're
Looking for
ऐसे
I
भगाना
raised
इसको।
my hand. I'm sorry,
कुछ नहीं
everyone. I was unable to protect the people of
कॉल में पूरा
Poisson.
कुछ भी काट
You
दिया।
are But now I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice. This time, I will protect you. Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs. Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of
गोली से करो
Why does it feel like Farina? Also, even though she's still.
All right then.
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
I'm back.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
इतना ठीक है 25 use this stream is better use the low bitrate इतना ठीक है okay let's go
Also, please just tell
almost there
We did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spinadiro.
Navia.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were they changed into plain clothes. The people's resentment against their archon, moreover.
And their goal.
That's right.
As the super ultimate version of the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between was an My thanks, Farina. Of course, this performance was. We had to select a.
So,
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster.
Then, you gathered a crowd, prepare to stay. Also, that.
Yes, that is.
Well, Clorand. As for you, you'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor. Oh? It's fine. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end. Trial through to the What's done is.
Madam Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte! Oh, let Paimon see. Is it? So in other words,
I must
we can
have missed
refer to
my
this
final check.
anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument. Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, all right?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duels you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right?
Sorry. 106 MB ठीक है इतना
I didn't think that you'd wind up getting to the bottom. This is the first of the two. I nearly lost my awesome friend. The words of someone as extraordinary as.
Just show me the.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Come on and relax. There's no need to repeat all. Just fast forward to the part where, of course,
begin.
It is only.
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to you instead.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to.
Charge accepted.
Charge accepted. Yeah.
Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge?
No. Yes. No. Bol kuch. Barry.
Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty.
Not guilty.
How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be.
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible. But what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge...
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory. See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. If you wish to drop the case, I can promise...
भाई साहब, ओ सॉरी, गलती से क्लिक कर दिया था, मैंने पढ़ा ही नहीं उसको। ए, नहीं, अबे नहीं, अरे यार।
That doesn't sound right.
हाँ, 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 नहीं, इसको भी नहीं, अच्छा, इसको कर सकते हैं, इसको भी नहीं कर सकते अभी, इसको कर ही नहीं सकते, इसका करते हैं, इसका क्या दिखाएगा?
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could
what is the case?
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd see.
A curse. But in light of this
You sensed it too, huh, Neverlet?
Lady Farina is actually a human?
Actually, yeah,
well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
It's not possible. Why? This is very impossible.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been... Besides, for centuries, one need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the indemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
I think हो जाना चाहिए। ना।
That doesn't sound.
ना, इसको हम कर ही नहीं सकते हैं। फिर बचा ये चाइल्ड या ये नोबलेट। इसको ट्राई कर देखते हैं। चाइल्ड, maybe.
You tried to reference the Oratrice.
Okay, काम कर गए।
Didn't I make myself clear at the time?
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else.
ओ भाई ये क्या बकचोदी हो रही है?
You are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial.
नहीं जानता।
You will prove yourself unable to defend against. That was no.
So you neither knew why child was instead of having
the real Hydro Archon. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice handed out. You can't.
You cannot.
She's still throwing out all kinds of
my.
If that poses.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or
Indemnitium. Yes, it's all because of Indemnitium. All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium. Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide...
Isn't that...
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with...
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me?
No.
Please?
No.
If what the prosecutor...
Did she deceive all of us?
Enough. That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
Wow.
Nah.
That doesn't...
यार एक तो पाइमन की लाइन इतने बड़ी बड़ी बना देते हैं ना, बड़ी बकवास लगती है। लिनिट देखते हैं, लिनिट का हो जाएगा। हाँ कोई बुढ़े का ही देखना पड़ेगा। Select. नूबलेट, आई थिंक हो सकता है नूबलेट हो गया। अबे
That doesn't sound.
चल भाई तू ही आजा, आजा, देख ही जाएगा हूँ।
It has been established that all Fontanians can
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can...
Miss Navia.
Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do, but if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the...
Well, of course he had to tell her that.
She's just...
What's going on?
Due to the inherent...
Hey!
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe me?
Miss Siegewing? If you're present, Miss Siegewing, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siegewing?
Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. Let me see. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to...
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Thank you, Miss Siegewing. Lady Farina, you may return to the defendant's stand.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved! Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected, we don't want...
Yeah, so it's a great thing.
I can't believe you.
Listen to me, everyone. Think about it. Also... Please, everyone, anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your...
अब हुआ खेल शुरू भाई।
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Farina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. She's too stacked against her now.
अब ये क्या हो रहा है? What the hell?
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is guilty.
ओ भाई साहब अब आएगा अब आएगा हो जाओ अब आएंगे वो सीन.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Farina is...
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No, the Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus: the Hydro Archon, guilty, to be punished via the death sentence.
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Farina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah! Even Vacher wasn't sentenced to death!
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Farina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still going?
Fremine! You finally made it.
Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
Is that the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come?
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate. Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates, and would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Traveler. Naam Traveler.
So what do you see? What is it?
That looks like... What does it look like? Turn to ocean into one. The Hydro Archon releasing the divine power.
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense...
Okay, let's try to recall recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
अब आएगा. What the hell?
The first stone slate describes what you just said. Does that mean that the second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together? This must be the point a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial seawater. And the first stone slate tells us that long ago, the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids into humans. This might be the reason that Fontanians can dissolve. Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. The true sin of the Hydro Archon that Nervilette mentioned, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, as recorded on the stone slates.
यहाँ पे वो वाला जब स्टार्ट हुआ था और कौन तब का है, ये अभी का है और ये अभी जस्ट लिखा था मैंने इसको.
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first.
Okay.
The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontanians to dissolve.
Okay.
It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true. If we hadn't dealt with
Oceanid!
Okay.
The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The prophecy's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light. It now, so that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to...
Let's hear them.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear?
We're not real humans.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater. And all the girls Vache dissolved were also turned into Oceanids. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial. All of them in the shape of Oceanids. It's about to
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate? In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away. Did Paimon get all that right?
No.
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power source. When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
So गड़बड़ है भैया. What you got?
Did you get it?
Yes.
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. Your hypotheses regarding in the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the 7, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanid's blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the...
This really...
Alas, your hypothesis regarding a key point of the visual on the 3rd slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids. They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the 3rd slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice. Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to... In truth, everything we've done had...
What should we do?
I don't know. क्या करें भाई?
No matter
अब मैं
what,
क्या करूं?
The prophecy
हम
will be
क्या करें भाई?
fulfilled.
क्या हमारे बस की बात ही नहीं है.
If that's the case,
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy about the fourth slate. You probably thought that the eruption... However, as for the root cause of the catastrophe...
Okay. अरे भैया काहे इतना टाइम लगा तुमको?
This eruption is just a small...
It was both dream.
अबे वेल कहाँ से आ
if
गई?
we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
The truth, the original.
टूट गया अब. खत्म. फिनिश. टाटा बाय. मजाक हो गया.
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Tivat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while.
She's whale.
It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy...
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this, even if the entirety of
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Indeed. That's not how a grand performance should—
I'll fight it to the end.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
और इसके दिमाग में घुस के बातें करनी है.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesized will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
आवाज कुछ मीको जैसी आ रही है तो थोड़ी.
Just as prophecies are ultimately, fate
अच्छा जी, और कुछ? Anything else? मदर क्या? Hi bro, Frozen. I guess, yeah.
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Death sentence. अब क्या फायदा भैया जब निकल के तीर कमान से.
No, I still need answers.
ये तू तो गया. खतरनाक सीन आता है. इसको देखने के लिए मैंने कितना कुछ किया रे. कब से इंतजार कर रहा था मैं. फाइनली इस सीन को देखने के लिए. जल्दी 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 जल्दी.
You.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Farina.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I am the apostle.
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
I'm the god.
Focalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's... So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydra... But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand?
No, I think no.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon, alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years. And all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Cutscene. इन्ने के हो गया क्यों माथा पकड़ लिया तन्ने I can what the dinner hydro stage but I can just like hydrogen ocean अबे stone throne Farina minute word Farina what is outside window it is I क्या लिख रहे हो? को पढ़ते हैं. Which? क्या लिखा है? Not really. It's just like a strong round question, but last eye beautiful. That's strongly XD. अरे XD. Okay. अरे यार एक तो वो तो है पता ही.
Right here. Emerge.
ओ मेरा हाथ में. Sweaty my hands. Sweaty hands. Sorry. चलो भैया.
Right now. Emerge. Right here.
Sweaty hands can do my screen.
Oh? Who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your
Come on,
admiration
it's me.
for my... All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you.
What?
Do not distract me from my performance.
But I don't see nice concert. But first या second? चलो first रखते हैं. I don't.
Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it? I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontanians are upon me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
The heart of heart. अबे मेरे को ऑटो जहाँ चाहिए नहीं होता वहाँ स्लिप हो जाता है. I have to find a way. I have to find a way. कैसे ढूंढोगे भैया जब तुम्हारे पास कुछ ऑप्शन ही नहीं है हमारे पास 3 ऑप्शंस है. ओके एक यहाँ पे पहला इसको देखते हैं.
Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
Right here.
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
On my part.
Gotcha.
और नहीं. Okay. Okay. Turn off. It's speak of. I think I just some of the turn off voice. I tried. I don't get the end up here. What is this? क्या है ये? Like coupon. I think this is a coupon. क्या लिखा है? अब वो क्या? भाई चल क्या रहा है ये? What's going on, man? क्या चल रहा है? Scene 1 before the arena. Okay. Next. अब क्या दिखेगा भाई? Black and white picture. ओ हम फ्री में. ओके. कुछ यूज कर सकते हैं. छेती चलो पाई छेती छेती दा हो गया खेती.
Farina.
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 Go to sleep.
Who's that?
Who's calling me? Who are you?
Who's calling me?
Who are you?
Where are you?
Where are you?
Be not nervous.
अच्छा,
Be
Lord.
not
First Lord
afraid.
बात कर रहा है इससे.
I am before you.
I am before you.
Wait a moment. You're near me? How can this be?
How can this be? कैसे? Mirror.
Mirror you, huh?
How?
You know what?
This is not
That's
bad.
not
Let's
bad.
go with
Let's
that.
go.
Mirror me.
Mirror me.
What do you wish to say?
The prophecy.
The prophecy had.
Have you heard of it?
नहीं.
What prophecy?
हाँ पता था. I know.
Wait.
पता ही नहीं है इसको.
I know.
You don't know.
I think.
I know. I think I don't know.
know why, but it's
My head.
in my head somehow. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Oh, very good. You know it well.
What's going on? I can't seem to remember anything clearly. The only thing I know...
Yes, it will.
But...
Don't worry.
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people a chance to turn things around. It is the reason why you met me today. I will tell you how to save everyone, but
now I can sit
you may have to suffer somewhat.
Oh, as for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to but if there were...
I suppose... Don't worry.
Play at...
That's right. If you...
But...
Don't worry. Being a human, remember.
So, how long am I going to have to play this role?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years.
Yes.
You will endure and not grow old until your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
A trial?
How
exciting.
Look like forward to
I'll be looking forward to it.
Stage 2. Second speech. Farina. Second speech. अबे कितनी स्पीच दोगे भाई? बस एक ही बार में क्लियर कर दो ना. बार बार नहीं होता है ना भाई. अब केस में बैठना है. Sit down there and relax and enjoy. Enjoy the show.
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession. But this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the... In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions,
yes, I have a
please
question.
send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future... This should do it.
नहीं भाई ये नहीं करेगा.
I thought I might stammer, but...
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
ऐसा कुछ होगा.
Hey, did you hear that?
Yes,
she even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest.
Modest?
What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
Nothing. She's just a
If you
human.
ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen.
No, she's not.
Wait, what's right? Calm down, Farina. Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. That is the character I'm fated to...
I can hear your pain.
Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to... You may consider... Now then!
So that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Her personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's
a better look than before. Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech.
Miss Kelly Mother, I guess. Kelly Mother? Who's Kelly Mother?
My dear people,
Kelly
whether you
Mother,
acknowledge
I
me or
guess.
not, whether you trust me
Not
or nay,
really, it's
I
just
say
like
to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice.
struggling
We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that justice is most fragrant when it
No.
this
No.
won't work.
I'm not struggling
They'll
with
suspect
Uncle
me
Ghost.
again. I must play the role that they want me to play. No, this
I just
won't
want to.
work. They'll suspect
Actually,
me
I
again. I
can't
must
explain
play
this.
the role that they want. No, this won't work.
But they
They'll
bug gaya.
suspect me again. I must play the role that they want. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want me to play. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want me to. The scales may law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worst. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again.
बंद कर दे politics. No politics.
There
And
is
this speech.
so long as
बस हो ही गया. Oh no. तीसरा नंबर पहुंच गए. 15,000. अरे भाई साहब कितना बोरिंग है अभी ये. कुछ बेड सोना. अब सोने जा रहे. ओह जादू. ये क्या है अभी? What is this? Disgusting. What is this thing? What is this thing? Okay.
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports as well as a summary of the...
Come now. Was I not? Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If...
A magan.
That's true,
No need for fright. And do not take what I said before too seriously.
How time हो गया? How much time?
Do your duties.
1 hour,
The trial
32
I'll
minutes
await.
and 46.
It will
चलो कोई.
come one.
Let's go for 2 hour, maybe 2 hours. I think I started stream. I got 2 hour. Oh fuck yeah. Okay.
Lady Verena, I don't know what to say.
I don't know say, but thank you for
agreeing to
agreeing
see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. Long have you stood in line to
Have
meet
you
me, have you
not
not?
meet me? No. I like her smile, yeah. I like her smile. I like her.
You're such a
But I don't. Okay. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. Now what happened?
Lady Farina,
Why
here
are
are
you
the latest
so
hydrological reports.
intense?
As for the specific
For
parameters you asked to
you
take
still
note of,
don't
I'm
look good.
afraid things still don't look good.
I see.
I see.
It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see how far your human wisdom would allow you to analyze it. All manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will
man.
still come
How's
to
it going?
Well,
फटाफट करो. Quickly. बस ऐसी चीजें नहीं पसंद मेरे को इसकी. अब सो जाओ. Sleep. Go to sleep. I'm going to bed. I want to sleep. And I want to see a beautiful dream in my mind. Good night.
I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time. But it's good to see that everything's getting on track. Maybe this is fine.
This is mine, not
I
yours.
just need to keep going. And everyone will be safe.
See,
Alright.
Alright, don't worry. नहीं भाई कितना चलेगा भाई चौथे सीन में पहुंच गए 4th सीन में आ गए हम भाई कितना करेगा भाई कितना
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases as well as a
चल रहा है
summary.
भाई
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already. There's no need to go back over scenes I've witnessed in person before.
Lady Farina, I've...
Indeed,
मैं
my
इसको देख के
dear
बोर हो रहा हूँ
loyal
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Understood. Keep
Keep
monitoring.
You're gonna match. I don't think I honestly
Don't
today.
think I let anything
I
slip
must show
today.
some people think
I must
nothing
show the people
worrying
that there is
about.
nothing to worry about. I just don't know
The
when
day
these
will be
days will end. I feel utterly exhausted.
कितना एग्जॉस्ट होगी छोरी अरे फटाफट करो बहन फटाफट करो ये दी अड़ी सिरदा दी माँ यो skip it finally सीन 8 हो भाई साहब ओ बहन
Lady Farina,
ओ भाई
it's like a dream being able to speak with you. I've heard that
तो
the
भाई
first member of our
हमको
family
पागल बनाने के तुम लोग 4 सीन ऐसे दिखाए सीधा दिखाया था फिर नहीं 2 3 4 स्किप कर करके जैसे पहला दूसरा दिखाया फिर स्किप हुआ 10वां फिर 5वां फिर 1000वां अभी क्यों रो रही है भाई और क्या
Really now? I didn't even notice.
I really didn't know.
This must be the overflow of hydro from my person.
अच्छा ये I think वो
Can't quite help
okay
being
समझ गई क्या
God
चल रहा है
whose
आया
dominion is the waters.
now I understand what's going on okay
No wonder.
okay
A manifestation of your power that...
show me the final scene let me see my true
Interminable hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps the show must go on for hundreds more. I never imagined that it would hurt so much.
ये रोती रहती है भाई कितना रोती है
Reached my limit. No. Perhaps I reached it long ago. I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But with that not, I've conducted so many investigations across the century. All I can do is keep heart.
फाइनल नहीं अरे भाई साहब ओपन हाउस एंड फरीना एंड आगे नथिंग क्या हो रहा है
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone, your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
That's a great magic box. I think
Share my burden.
Share my burden.
That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you call a witness.
A witness? Yes. And if to that is in... She's right. I could confide in her, couldn't I? But if things don't play out as expected, the people of Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price. No, Farina. You shouldn't be selfish.
अच्छा
But what if,
you have like
what if it's
two
really
वो होते हैं ना
alright?
क्या बोलते हैं उनको
Serena, you
two
worked
face
so
like
hard for
one black one
so
white and
long.
one is good
Surely
and
it
one
would
is
be
like
okay to put yourself first
I
for
can't explain this.
just this once. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows? Surely it could not hurt. If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, it might think about it long and hard.
No, I have nothing to say. I am Farina, the Archon of Fontaine. Everything will surely get better.
I can hear it.
All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until the curtains fall. Yes, I am.
Serena, you
Two
worked
face
so
like
hard for
one
so,
black one
so
white and
long.
one is good and one
If you
Fine.
let this opportunity.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works, but that is only half the truth, is it not? How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along. Am I right?
And then I became one with the oratories, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the oratories take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed.
Amazing.
I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful... My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the oratories.
What is the
But
time?
really,
5:30
some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy
Well,
generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority has been, had to be.
It was all a part of your plan then? Both the...
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia, had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the oratories. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine...
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither the destruction of that divine throne.
Returning what's within other words. This was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this... Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked. Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontanians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence. Defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. That, at this point, we, Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land.
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too.
Yeah, that's...
At last. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries, you are things being as they are. Surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
Yeah, the final show.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Iudex Nuvelet, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Traveling to other...
Go kiya sound.
What just happened? Has the deaths...
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection?
But...
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
But... didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the primordial sea. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice. The root of the calamities befalling... Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
Banksir. बंक्सर हो गया बैंक का जगह मैंने बंक्सर लिख दिया रे
Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient power. We shall look for an opening together. I can feel its sorrow turning into hostility. Continue to trigger its hostility.
Do this. Don't let it with you.
Emerge. Right here.
This is amazing.
What's that hole-looking thingy over there? It looks really scary.
A sight to behold. Emerge. Right here. Take it easy.
I swear by my sword.
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its roots from within.
Right now, emerge. Gotcha. Here comes the catch.
Right now. Emerge. Right now. Right here.
Barely a scratch.
Busted. Right now. Emerge.
Barbados, guide us.
भाई चाइल्ड कहाँ गया?
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but... oh well. It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I'd thought. What a blunder.
That power. Who are you exactly?
Hyman has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right? It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power from beyond this world. So you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation.
कहाँ पे?
So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master. Wait, is that right?
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did. His name is Sertologi.
Sertologi? Ooh.
Huh?
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name The Fowl?
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary?
Visionary?
Veterfulnir then? Or Gold Rhine-daughter?
Ooh, that one we've heard. Rhine-daughter's part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either. But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine-daughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait, did also mention a visionary person? Paimon didn't quite catch their name.
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the Fontaine back on the... In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
मुझे से बात करनी है.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Initiate emergency rescue! Hurry!
Hey, lend a hand!
Receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Completed. अबे कहाँ गया? बस खत्म? चलो मैं भी यहीं पे एंड करता हूँ, बहुत हो गया आज बकचोदी। डेली रिवॉर्ड क्लेम करते हैं। सिर्फ बड़ा जहाज था से कितनी है और इतनी तो आया तो कितनी डेली क्लेम कराएगा ना, फिर बंद कराया बस हुई क्या उन्हें मजा ही क्या माया ये।
Add Astra. Add Astra. Thank you for complete.
Settle down.
I'll think about it.
चलो जी, आज भाई मजा आ गया। काफी समय से जो मैंने कंट्रोल रखा था इसमें ना पूरा हो गया। चलो ठीक है, ये सारे खत्म करना पड़ेंगे मेरे को। अरे यार ये रह गया था। शिट 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 शिट।
Water comes in many flavors to discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure.